Hello, my wise elders. Welcome back to this great channel. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to fall into patterns that can lead to unhappiness in our later years? As time passes, we can develop habits without realizing they might be steering us toward regret instead of fulfillment. This video explores 4 common errors many people make as they age and how these choices can create unnecessary misery. We're going to take a close look at these 4 critical mistakes that can slowly drain your joy, undermine your sense of purpose, and even create distance between you and your loved ones. Each one carries a hidden cost. However, the positive side is that simply becoming aware of them is the first and most powerful step toward reclaiming your happiness and peace of mind. Be sure to watch all the way through, because you'll learn not only how to sidestep these pitfalls, but also how a few simple adjustments can significantly enhance your quality of life, regardless of your age. Some of these revelations may truly surprise you. Let's begin. 1. Letting important relationships fade. A deeply damaging mistake is allowing social connections to wither, often under the false assumption that isolation is an inevitable part of aging. It's common to tell ourselves that people naturally drift apart, that family is too busy, or that it's too late to forge new friendships. At first, spending more time alone might not seem like a problem, but gradually, this withdrawal erodes your sense of belonging and purpose, often going unnoticed until a profound sense of loneliness takes hold. The reality is that meaningful relationships are just as vital at 70 or 80 as they were in your youth. When you stop initiating contact, skip family events, or convince yourself you're a burden, you're not just missing out on company. You're losing essential emotional support, shared memories, and opportunities for laughter and personal growth. Consider the story of Frank, a retired teacher who, after losing his wife, retreated into his home, waiting for others to reach out. As months passed, he felt increasingly invisible. It wasn't until a neighbor persuaded him to join a weekly breakfast group that he rediscovered a sense of community and belonging. That single step of showing up transformed his outlook. Picking up the phone, joining a club, or sharing a meal aren't just pastimes. They are lifelines. Don't fall into the trap of believing connection is no longer important. 2. Overlooking your physical and mental well-being. A second stealthy mistake is neglecting your health, sometimes disguised by the belief that slowing down is just a normal part of getting older. It's common to start postponing doctor's appointments, skipping physical activity, or dismissing aches and pains with the thought, this is just what happens with age. While it's tempting to feel you've earned a rest after a lifetime of work, rest should not mean surrender. This neglect, whether it's avoiding exercise, ignoring symptoms, or skipping checkups, can snowball, robbing you of energy, mobility, and mental clarity. It's not only about major health crises. Daily choices about nutrition, movement, and stretching accumulate over time. Similarly, mental health is not a subject for shame. Many from older generations were taught to keep their struggles to themselves, but we now know that ignoring emotional pain is a direct path to misery. Take Martha, for example, a vibrant woman who found her mood and energy declining after retirement. She stopped her social activities and slept more, not realizing how much she had changed until her daughter encouraged her to see a doctor. With some counseling and a new exercise routine, she rediscovered her lively self. Attending to your mind and body is not a luxury. It's essential for maintaining your independence and joy. 3. Holding on to past hurts and regrets. Perhaps one of the most spiritually toxic mistakes is clinging to old resentments and regrets. Everyone accumulates disappointments over a lifetime. Choices we wish we could change, relationships that fractured, or ways we feel we were wronged. While it's natural to reflect, constantly replaying these stories of pain can coat your present life with bitterness and sadness. This habit feels justified. After all, the wounds may be deep. But holding on to this baggage doesn't change the past. It only poisons your present, making it difficult to see the beauty and potential that still surrounds you. Letting go is not a sign of weakness, but profound wisdom. It creates space for new joys and a quiet strength that comes from choosing peace. There was a man named Edward who spent years estranged from his brother, stewing over a past argument. His resentment cast a shadow over his life, making him withdrawn and unhappy. The simple act of writing a letter to his brother, not to re-argue, but to express that he missed the good times, lifted a weight from his shoulders. It didn't erase the past, but freedom to find happiness in the present. Carrying resentment is like bearing a heavy load everywhere you go. Setting it down is a gift you give yourself. 4. Resisting change and new experiences. The final mistake that can lead to frustration is an unwillingness to adapt. There's comfort in routine and in the ways of the past, but life is constantly evolving. When we dig in our heels against change, whether it's new technology, evolving social norms, or different approaches to health, we risk becoming isolated, irritated, and disconnected. This resistance often starts small, dismissing smartphones, being skeptical of new medical advice, or feeling out of touch with younger generations. While the familiar is comfortable, rigidly clinging to it can shut you off from opportunities that can make life richer and easier. Helen, for instance, refused to use a computer for years. She felt left out of family communications and found daily tasks increasingly difficult. Once her daughter patiently taught her the basics, a new world opened up. She could email friends, manage her affairs online, and even discover new hobbies through video tutorials. What she once feared became a source of connection and enjoyment. Staying open to learning and new experiences keeps you engaged with the world and proves you're never too old for a fresh start. As we conclude, take a moment to consider these 4 mistakes. Letting relationships fade, ignoring your health, holding on to past hurts, and resisting change. Which one resonated most with you? We all stumble into these patterns from time to time. What matters is what we do once we recognize them. Remember, it is never too late to reconnect with a friend, to prioritize a health checkup, to forgive an old wound, or to learn something new. The small, conscious steps you take today can build a tomorrow that is more connected, vibrant, and peaceful. We would love to hear from you. Which of these points stood out the most? And what is one change you feel inspired to make? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience could be the encouragement someone else needs. Thank you for spending this time with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you'll apply it in your life. Your comments inspire us to keep going. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Tips and share. Your support makes it possible for us to continue creating content that informs and uplifts. We appreciate you watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.